Tesla's brilliance would never be appreciated by the world in which he lived. He was creative in his own way, thinking about an idea, forming it fully in his mind, and then creating it for all the world to see. No one knows what Tesla's IQ was, and no one could care. Tesla relied on his imagination to fuel his life. More successful people come to mind when you think about who invented electricity or the radio. This could be because opportunities didn't always present themselves at opportune times to Nikola Tesla. Let's have a look at the marvel of a man whom some called brilliant and others called a mad scientist, and everyone came to acknowledge as extremely necessary to life as we know it in the 21st century. Hello everyone and welcome to Avid-Wisdom. This is the short biography of the greatest inventor of his time, Nikola Tesla. The present is theirs. The future for which I have really worked is mine, Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla was born in Europe in modern day Croatia, in the small village of Smiljan. Tesla was born on 10 July 1856. His father, Martin Tesla, was an Eastern Orthodox priest, and his mother, Duke Tesla, has an affinity for making home-crafted tools and appliances. Tesla was the fourth of 5 children. Although his mother never received any formal education, Tesla was sent to primary school in Smiljan. There he began to learn arithmetic, religion and Germany. When Tesla was 7, his family moved to village of Gospic, where his father served the church there. Even when he was a child, Tesla loved to tinkle with all kind of machineries, and family and friends would marvel at his spectacular memory. Tesla always credited his photographic memory and his creative ability to his mother's side of the family. For the early age, Tesla could memorize entire books and mathematical tablets that utterly befuddled those around him. He was able to learn new languages early and never needed much sleep. During his time in school, Tesla discovered electricity through his physics professor. He knew nothing about it. Only he wanted to know the more about this wonderful thing. Because Tesla could perform integral calculus in his head, some of his teachers thought he was cheating. Tesla was able to complete 4 years of study in just 3, graduating in 1873. In 1875, Tesla enrolled in Austin Polytechnic in Graz, Austria, on a scholarship. During his first year there, he never missed a class, passed 9 exams, twice as many were required, and he quickly became one of the star students. At this point of his time, Tesla worked from 3 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day, 7 days a week, including Sundays and holidays. His professor believed he was working himself into an early grave. At the end of his second year, Tesla lost his scholarship and became addicted to gambling. Tesla did not graduate from the university. He received no degree for his third year. By 1878, Tesla left the university and cut all ties with his family. He did not want them to know that he had dropped out of the school. He worked as a draftsman in Slovenia for a while and continued gambling. In 1880, 2 of Tesla's uncles saved enough money for him to leave for Prague and studied at Charles Ferdinand University. He arrived there too late to enroll. He didn't know Greek, which was a required subject. In 1881, Tesla moved to Budapest, Hungary. There he worked for the Budapest Telecom Exchange. While walking through a park one day with a friend, Tesla had a vision and he quickly drew a diagram in the dirt to demonstrate for his friend a motor using a principle of rotating magnetic field created by 2 or more alternating current. There were no motors run on alternative current at that time, and there wouldn't be until Tesla came up with the idea of the induction motor several years later. In 1882, Tesla moved to France and continued making improvements to electrical equipments, but no one showed any particular interest in his ideas. In June 1884, Tesla immigrated to New York City with only 4 cents in his pocket. Immediately, Tesla was hired by Thomas Edison to work at his Edison machine works at the Lower East Side of Manhattan. There, Tesla went from solving simpler electrical engineering problems for Edison to involving himself in more complicated electrical problems. When he was hired, Tesla claimed that Edison had offered him $50,000 to improve upon the DC direct current generation plants that Edison looked so favorably. Edison had a reputation for being stingy with money, and everyone who knew him knew that he did not have the kind of money available. Tesla went to work on improving Edison's generation, and when finished asked Edison for payment. Edison refused to pay. He is quoted as saying, "When you become a full-fledged American, you will appreciate an American joke." Tesla was offended. Tesla was offered a $10 a week raise over his $18 a week salary. Tesla immediately quit. As the 19th century was coming to its final decade, people still lit their houses with candles and oil lamps. The world was just waiting for someone to harness the power of electricity and make it work for everyone. If there was one thing Nikola Tesla was sure of, it was the superior mind. No one else came close. After his time with Edison came to an end, Tesla partnered with 2 businessmen, Robert Lane and Benjamin Weil, and Tesla Electric Light and Manufacturing was created. In 1886, the first patent used to Tesla was for dynamo electric machine communicator, and it was these that were installed along with the electrical arc light based illumination system. This dynamo machine helped reduce sparkling, which was very common in electrical communicators of the day. Tesla had many ideas for new motors and electric transmission equipments, but his inventors were not interested. In time, Tesla was left with no more money for his electric company. He also lost control of his patents he had created. In the winter of 1886, Tesla was digging ditches for $2 a day to make money. Even he felt that all his higher education had been for nothing. Late in 1886, Tesla went to work for the Western Union Company along with Charles Peck, a New York attorney, and Alfred Brown, a Western Union superintendent. The Tesla Electric Company was created in April 1887. Tesla, Brown and Peck set up a laboratory in downtown Manhattan on Liberty Street, where Tesla was at last able to work on his electric motors, generators and other devices, not far from Edison's office in New York City. Tesla was testing AC power systems that are still used around the world today. The AC induction motors what Tesla's build ran on alternative current. This was a power system which was taking hold on Europe and other United States because it offered advantages of being able to run high voltage transmission line over a long distance. Westinghouse also hired Tesla to be a consultant for the Westinghouse company for $2,000 per month. Because Tesla was working for Westinghouse, he and his AC induction motor and the licensing of the patent put him in direct competition with Edison. An electrical distribution battle known as the War of Current soon began. This began because Westinghouse held the patent for his AC current system to power arc light and incandescent lamps, and Edison held all the patents for DC lighting and the incandescent light bulb. By 1890, Edison Machine Works was pursuing AC development 2 years later, with Thomas Edison no longer in control of the company, it was consolidated into a conglomerate called General Electric and was converting all of its systems into AC power. Beginning in the mid-1890s, Tesla began experimenting on what he called invisible energy. After taking notice of damaged film from old experiments, his first experiments were with electrical discharge tubes. Even before William Rogers' discovery of X-ray, Tesla may have inadvertently captured X-ray image. Once Rogers' X-ray image was known, Tesla kept experimenting and eventually came up with a single terminal tube that worked in conjunction with the Tesla coil. Decades later, Tesla recalled how experimenting with the vacuum tube caused a stinging pain, very sharp, as it entered his body, and another pain where the X-ray passed out of his body. He suffered skin damage when experimenting with his new X-ray technology. One of the most intriguing of all Tesla's experiments was with wireless technology that he started working on in the 1990s. He was fascinated with the idea that electrical power could be transmitted without the use of wires, many decades before it actually became popular in culture. The successful person makes a habit of doing what the failing person doesn't like to do. Thomas Edison. In 1998, Tesla came up with the radio-controlled boat, which he demonstrated to the crowd at an exhibition in Madison Square Garden in New York City. Tesla tried to sell his idea to the US military, something which could be developed as a radio-controlled torpedo. But none of them were interested. It wouldn't be until World War I and beyond that remote control radio would begin to catch up. That didn't deter Tesla. He continued talking about what he called teleautomatics. Tesla was granted 2 patents for the system of transmitting electrical energy and an electrical transmitter. When Marconi made his first transatlantic radio transmission the following year, Tesla bragged that it was done with 17 Tesla patents, though it was never proved to be so. It was in Colorado Springs that Tesla created man-made lightning. He even lit 200 lamps, all without wires, from 25 miles away. In 1900, with $150,000 in loan money, over $4 million in today's money, from JP Morgan, Tesla began construction of his Wardenclyffe Tower in Soham, Long Island, which lies approximately 100 miles east to New York City. Unfortunately, Tesla would run out of money before the tower was even finished. So again he approached to Morgan for more money. But Morgan felt Tesla had breached his contract by not using previous money for specified projects. He refused to lend Tesla any more money. In 1901, Marconi successfully sent a signal from England to Newfoundland. Tesla had complained that it was done using his patents, but court decided in Marconi's favor. The US Supreme Court eventually did uphold Tesla's claims, but not until 1943, after his death. Marconi could be the one to go on as the man who invented the radio and would become very wealthy for having done so. With the backing of Thomas Edison and Andrew Carnegie, Marconi could continue to make great advances in radio technology. However, it had been Nikola Tesla who in 1897 had applied for 2 patents for radio technology. It was thought that court sided with Marconi because of 2 extremely famous and wealthy backers. The US government would avoid paying Tesla any royalties as well. The heart of radio transmission is based on 4-tuned circuit, which was used for transmitting radio waves and receiving them. This is Tesla's original concept, not Marconi's. In 1893, at the Franken Institute in Philadelphia, Tesla had demonstrated this concept during a lecture there. Tesla's 4 circuits are still what is used today in television and radio equipment. In 1902, the tower was finally erected and stood 186 feet tall. In June of that year, Tesla moved his entire operation from Manhattan Wardenclyffe Tower. The following year, in yet another letter to Morgan, Tesla explained that besides just wireless communication, Wardenclyffe Tower would also be capable of wireless transmission of electric power, and Morgan finally replied that he could no longer have anything to do with this matter. The Wardenclyffe was sold for $20,000 in 1917, was torn down to make way for more valuable real estate. Nikola Tesla never married. At 6 feet 2 inches tall, he was always a stylish, elegant man, and his weight stayed same all through his life. He was a well-groomed gentleman and very disciplined in his daily life. In 1906, Tesla turned 50 years old. It was on his birthday that he demonstrated a bladeless 200 horsepower turbine engine. His bladeless turbine engine would continue to be tested at speeds of between 50 to 1000 horsepower by 1910 to 1911. Still living near bankruptcy during these years, Tesla sued the Marconi company in 1915 for infringement of his wireless tuning patents. 12 years previously, this patent has been upheld by the court. The decision had been reversed in 1904. It would be until 1943 that the US Supreme Court would find in favor of Oliver Lodge, John Stone, and Tesla over patent that Marconi had sued the US government over. Because Marconi claimed to certain patents were questionable, he had no right to claim infringement in those same claims. In 1912, Tesla believed that applying electricity to the brain would make studies smarter. He wanted to wire the room of classes with electric waves which would vibrate and higher frequency. The plan was actually approved by the superintendent of schools in New York City, but never implemented. Tesla invented many things like alternative current, radio, remote control, X-ray technology, hydroelectric power, Tesla coil, death ray, and there are many more that you cannot count in fingers. Tesla was involved in many more discoveries and creations, including the rotating magnetic field, the speedometer, and the Tesla coil, which is a transformer that produces sparks by creating high voltage at a lower current. Throughout his career, Tesla discovered, designed, and developed ideas for a number of important inventions, most of which were officially patented by other inventors, including dynamo, electric generator, similar to batteries, and induction motor. It wouldn't be wrong to say many of his inventions were stolen. On January 7, 1943, right in the middle of World War II, Tesla died alone in his room of New Yorker hotel. His body was not discovered for 2 days until a maid, ignoring his do not disturb sign on the door, opened it. It seemed Tesla died from a heart attack. On January 12, over 2,000 people attended the funeral for Tesla held at the Cathedral of St. John the Divine. His remains were cremated. In 1952, all of the Tesla's belongings and ashes were shipped Belgrade, Siberia. If you ever visit Nikola Tesla Museum there, you can see Tesla's ashes in a golden plated sphere displayed on a marble pedestal. The entire museum underwent a reconstruction in 2006. Here you can learn all about Tesla's many inventions, including his famous Tesla coil, his polyphase system, a two-phase induction motor. Upon his death, The FBI had all the Tesla's belongings seized. Even though he was an American citizen, everything was thoroughly scrutinized. The public was told that there were rumors that Tesla had invented a death ray, and the government didn't want the information to pass into enemies' hands. Thanks to the Freedom of Information Act, Tesla's papers were declassified, and now it revealed that the FBI documents proved Tesla's death ray was not something merely invented. Even though Tesla's writings found their way into scientific journals and other intellectual publications of the day, he never seemed to be the one pointed to when they thought about famous inventors. However, it was his discoveries, his inventions, and most of all, his vision which made so many other things possible. Who knows how many young people he inspired by all his accomplishments. Tesla was born during a lightning storm. It was at the time of his birth that the midwife wrung her hands and declared to his family that he was a bad omen. She told them that the child will be a child of darkness. Tesla's mother immediately replied, "No, he will be a child of light." Hope you like this video. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you never miss an update. Please comment down below and let me know if you like this video and if you have any suggestion for our channel. See you till the next video. Till then, take care. Bye.